Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Our team is Vashishta. Our members are Kalyani Narayanan, Saraswati, Brinda, and myself, Rajeshwari. The chapter alert. Please start the PowerPoint now, please. The members of the team are Kalyani Narayanan, Saraswati, Brinda, and myself, Rajeshwari. The chapter allotted for us is 12th chapter, titled Bhakti Yoga. As we all know, in Bhagavad Gita, Madhyama Shadgam describes the glory of Bhagavan. This chapter, being the last chapter in Madhyama Shadgam, it is focused on different types of bhaktas and their closeness with Bhagavan. The chapter is widely divided into two parts, Bhakti Yoga and Bhakti Yoga Palam. Just like our team, a small team with 4 members, this chapter is also a small chapter with only 20 shlokas. In Tamil, there is a proverb, Kadugu Siridanalum Karam Kurayadu. Meaning is, even though the mustard seed is very small, its spiciness is very high. This chapter is of this mustard type only. Reason is, this chapter is, though small, is considered as the essence of Vedas. How? We know that Vedas never talks about bhakti. But 12th chapter is only about bhakti. How to connect both? Let us see the slide in as a tree diagram, and I will explain how it is possible. Now you see the tree diagram on the screen. Vedas teaches 3 sadhanas that is mentioned there: Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga or meditation, and the third one is Jnana Yoga. These 3 yogas or sadhanas are combined, they are rearranged, reframed into 5 types of bhaktis, and the same thing is mentioned in chapter 12. You can see there the Karma Yoga are divided into 2 parts, that is Sagama Bhakti and Nishkama Bhakti. Upasana, again 2 parts, Eka Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam and Aneka Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam, or you can call it as Vishwarupa Dhyanam. The third or the 5th one is Jnana Yoga. So that means we have 1 Sakama Bhakti, 2 Nishkama Bhakti, 3 Eka Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam, 4 Aneka Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam, and 5th Jnana Yoga. So these 5 bhaktis are mentioned in chapter 12. Now Sagama Bhakti, Nishkama Bhakti, Aneka Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam, Eka Rupa Ishvara Dhyanam. All these combined, and one name we can give it as Saguna Bhakti. And Jnana Yoga is nothing but Advaita Arupa Bhakti or Jnana Bhakti, everything. So which we gain from Guru with the guidance of Guru, practicing Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. This chapter insists the point, without bhakti no sadhana can be achieved, whether it is Karma Yoga or Upasana or Jnana Yoga. Bhakti can't be separated from any sadhana. Bhakti is part and parcel of these sadhanas. Let us enter into the chapter. First shloka start with Arjuna Uvacha, and the first word is Evam. Evam meaning thus, so, in this way. Means Arjuna is thinking of something before he starts the shloka, before he starts saying something. It must be about Bhagavan's Vishwarupa Darshanam, which was elaborately discussed by our friends Mumukshus yesterday. Arjuna thinks and speaks out. Krishna, I have understood about the world of plurality is nothing but you. yourself in another form. Now tell me, Krishna. Arjuna asked Krishna, amongst Saguna Ishvara Bhakti and Advaita Arupa Bhakti, which one you feel is superior? I repeat the question. Amongst Saguna Ishvara Bhakti and Advaita Arupa Bhakti, which one you feel is superior? Actually, Arjuna compares two things, just like comparing first standard in school and post graduation. Means, if I ask you, which is better education? Is it first standard in school or post graduation? What would be your answer? Here, Arjuna is comparing two non-comparable things. Shaguna Bhakti, Arupa Bhakti, both are important but not comparable. Anyway, Arjuna asked Krishna and our Bhagavan is there to answer any question. Arjuna's question, which is superior, Saguna Bhakti or Arupa Bhakti, itself is incorrect, but Bhagavan never discouraged Arjuna while answering. Very diplomatically, Bhagavan answered Arjuna. In shloka number 2, Bhagavan says, the highest form of Ishvara Bhakti, that is Vishwarupa Upasana, these bhaktas are the best and they are dear to me. He uses the word Yuktatama, that means best on universe. But in shloka 3 and 4, Bhagavan indirectly give a hint that Arupa Bhaktas and Saguna Bhaktas can't be compared. Let us see shloka number 3 and 4. Ye traksharam adirdesyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatragamachintyam cha kudastamachalam dhruvam sanniyam yendriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhayah te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhutaite ratah. The meaning of these two shlokas. These Arupa Bhaktas are 1. Indriya Gramam Sanniyamya. That means they have total control over their sense organs. 2. Sarvatra Samabuddhayah. They treat everyone equal. No Raga Dvesha. 3. Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. Care for all living beings. We can say Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu attitude. Number 4, which is very important, they devote themselves upon imperishable Brahman, who is Anirdeshyam, Kudastham, Dhruvam, Achalam, and Avyaktam. Of course, you know the meaning of all these. We have Swamini has mentioned many times in class. So in shloka number 5, Bhagavan cleared his point by saying the path of para bhaktas or arupa bhaktas travel is not an easy one. Though all bhaktas are dear to Bhagavan, para bhaktas are the dearest. Temam prapnuvanti, they only reached me, Bhagavan says. Saguna Bhakti is a path to qualify for Para Bhakti or Jnana Bhakti. Para Bhaktas gain the knowledge Aham Brahmasmi through Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam with the help of a qualified Guru. A tough path to travel. With this brief introduction, let us move on to the other shlokas where Bhagavan explains Arjuna the 5 types of Bhakti and Bhakti Sadhana, Bhakti Phalam elaborately. Over to Kalyani Narayanan. Gurubhyo Namaha.
Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Now we will see Bhakti in detail. Bhakti means devotion. Only by devotion one can attain the cosmic form, the Ishvara Swarupa. Bhakti purifies the lower mind. The Rajasic, Tamasic nature are purified and elevated and expanded to the higher stages of understanding. Bhakti approach or the inner attitude is well rooted in our Vedic culture and Sanatana Dharma in all stages. When bhakti enters the home, it becomes temple. When bhakti enters food, it becomes prasada. When bhakti enters water, it becomes tirtha. When bhakti enters pilgrimage, it becomes kshetra. When bhakti enters hunger, it becomes upavasa. So, if bhakti enters any activity, it becomes karma yoga, which is the role of bhakti in the spiritual growth. The bhaktas are classified into 5 stages or levels or expressions of bhakti. The 5 levels of bhakti are Sakama Bhakti, Nishkama Bhakti, Upasana level, Virata Bhakti, Jnana Bhakti. First level, Sakama Bhakti. In this level of bhakti, one gets Chitta Shuddhi, the purity of mind, by removing the malam of raga dvesha. We are all karmis who work in perceiving our personal goals, materialistic, worldly goals, artha kama goals at the personal level, which is called Sakama Bhakti. Thanking Bhagwan for getting what we want and gratefully experiencing, like a graha pravesham, a childbirth, buying a car, getting a visa, etc. We naturally have a sense of gratitude. Here, we are not talking about adharmis, since they don't be grateful to Bhagwan. Bhakti level 2, Nishkama Bhakti. Here also, the karmis work for the artha kama goals in pursuing dharma and living in a religious life. Here, the mind expands with more maturity and becomes sensitive, the viveka, finding the happiness in contributing in others' happiness, doing panchamaha yajnas, loka seva, more dhanams, more sevas, less demands and less expectations. By doing the above said karmas, Bhagwan shows the way to the next level. In this level, Bhagwan shows the way to devote the mind towards one, Ekarupa Ishtadevata. This level is also called as Saguna Brahma Dhyanam, by which the mind becomes calm, collected, and centered. Next is Virata Bhakti or Aneka Rupa Bhakti. Here, Bhagwan speaks about the next level of bhakti, which is Aneka Rupa Bhakti. He promises that such upasaka would be rescued from samsara by Bhagwan. This doesn't mean that a Virat upasaka can get liberation, skipping Jnana Yoga. The idea is that he becomes fit for Jnana Yoga and attains liberation through knowledge. In this level, one can view the entire universe as the form of Bhagavan. Level 5, Jnana Bhakti. We find this is the ultimate level of Bhakti, where the entire Bhakti culminates, and that is the Parama Prema Swarupa, unconditional love for the Supreme. That is called the Jnana Bhakti, the Arupa. This is the kind of bhakti where Jnani is no more separated from Ishvara. Bhagwan is discovered in his or her own heart, and the Jnani enjoys the Eka Bhakti, Ananya Bhakti, none other than Bhagwan. Jnana Bhakti is for the Uttama Adhikari. Now, Saraswati will explain about the qualities of Bhakta. Om Tat Sat. Over to Saraswati.
Hari Om, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. From the 13th verse up to 19th verse, Krishna gives a clear picture of the characteristic of one who has gone through all these steps and discovered fulfillment. As a Karma Yogi and Upasaka, he was a devotee of Saguna Ishvara, seeing Bhagavan as distinct from him. This is only lower bhakti because he does not know the true nature of the God still. Since he pursues Jnana Yoga and discover his identity with Bhagavan, his bhakti becomes Nirguna Bhakti or Abheda Bhakti or Parabhakti, which is an end in itself. In these verses, Krishna describes the traits of a Parabhakta who is a Sthita Prajna. This portion can be broadly divided into two. One, referring to those virtues which a Parabhakta spontaneously enjoys, and the second, referring to those negative traits which he is totally free from. While Parabhakta is endowed with Maitri, friendliness, he is free from Dvesha, hatred. While Parabhakta is endowed with Karuna, compassion, he is free from Mamakara, ego. When Parabhakta is endowed with Samatvam, equanimity, he is free from Ahankara, I notion. When Parabhakta is endowed with Kshama, he is free from Udvega, that is anxiety. While Parabhakta is endowed with Santushti, contentment, he is free from Harsha. While Parabhakta is endowed with Yatatmatvam, self-control, he is free from Amarsha, envy. While Parabhakta is endowed with Dridhanishchaya, firm of self-knowledge, he is free from Bhayam. Once he is endowed with Bhakti, devotion, he is free from Apeksha, dependence. While Parabhakta is endowed with gentleness, he is free from Arambha, selfish action. While Parabhakta is endowed with Suchitvam, purity, he is free from Soka, grief. While Parabhakta is endowed with Dakshatvam, he is free from Kanksha. While Parabhakta is endowed with Udasinatvam, impartiality, he views all the pairs of opposites as equal. Now, Brinda will give more details about Karta and Bhokta. Over to Brinda. Hari Om.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Now, let us see some more characteristics or qualities of a Jnani and Bhokta. Jnani will be Karta as well as Bhokta. Who are all Kartas and Bhoktas here? Karta is doer of action. Now, as a Karta, Jnani will be Sarvarambha Parityagi. He is the one who is independent, undisturbed, untroubled, free from all delusions, joy, anger, discomforts, fear, anxiety, attachments, and ego. He will treat everyone, everything with equanimity, that is with samatvam. He won't give up on actions. All actions are not meant for fulfillment, but he will do it with fulfillment, devotion, without expecting any outcome. That is karma phalam. There is no tension and he is unconcerned. So there is purnatvam. This is one change. A mind which has fullness will always express love. Fullness is expressed in the form of love and compassion. Therefore, all the actions that are done with love and compassion, this is another transformation. Since the actions are done through love, compassion, and concern, quality of actions are excellent. Every action is appropriate. He is dakshaha. That is, he knows when to take which response in accordance with dharma. This is another transformation. So, as a karta, he doesn't think of the fulfillment of his actions, but he does it with fulfillment, love, and compassion. Now, as a jnani, as a bhokta. Who is bhokta? Bhokta is one who is receiving the karma phalam. A jnani will have the same samatvam and prasada buddhi. That is, he receives it with any dualities. Whether anybody praises or insults him, he is contented, which comes in the 19th verse. Tulyo ninda sutir maunihi santushto yena kenachit aniketa stiramatihi bhakti manme priyo naraha. He sees all the situations alike, whether favorable or unfavorable, any gain or loss, friends or enemy, he acts with samatvam. There will be inner balance. He is emotionally detached. He is not subject to raga dvesha. And Suppose if a person follows the entire Bhakti Yoga with Shraddha, that is intense faith, keeping me the ultimate goal, not materialistic, but spiritual goal, they will become the greatest Bhakta and will be nearest to me. So these are the transformations which will take place as a result of this knowledge. And Bhagwan concludes by pointing out that to get these benefits, one has to go through all the 5 stages to attain phalam called Jivan Mukti. Om Tat Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Bhakti Yogo Nama Dwadashodhyayah. Now let us see some of the takeaways from this chapter. Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti is of 5 stages. One is Artha Bhakti, second one is Arthartha Bhakti, Upasana Bhakti, Jinyasu Bhakti, and Jnani Bhakti. He leaves Raga Dvesha. One in crisis situation, we must accept the situation by remembering Bhagavan with a great attitude of Prasada Buddhi and proceed with our Bhakti as Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. We must develop our Bhakti from Ekarupa to Anekarupa to Arupa. While doing Ekarupa Bhakti, let us develop the attitude of sincere puja to our Ishta Devata. Do lot of Dhanam, Yajnam, and Dhyanam, the meditation and purify our mind. Then in Aneka Rupa, let us accept all the creations as Bhagavan. And furthermore, to develop ourselves, let us follow our Guru and do lot of Shravanam and Mananam. Om Tat Sat. Hari Om.
Thank you. Can you stop sharing? Okay. So thank you, Vashishta group, who ended this Mananam series, and I found it a very calm and focused presentation of a very calm chapter 12, which is Bhakti Yoga. And I was telling somebody yesterday, we heard the power packed presentation because chapter 11 is also so dramatic and intense. So if the chapter is like that, presentation also turns out to be like that. So very nice, all of you presented good slides and well coordinated effort, and the division of topics was nice. Rajeshwari gave a very nice overview of all the sadhanas, that we have in the whole Jiva Yatra, karmas, upasanas, and bhakti in the end, jnana bhakti, yeah. And then we had Kalyani and those 5 stages. The pyramid was described also very nicely. And Saraswati and Brinda, of course, described the details of the Jnani Bhakta with the very good takeaways at the end. Yeah. So nice, Bhakti is always a sweet topic. So we can always hear more and more. It never seems to be enough. And I always say Bhakti is the fragrance of our entire land, Bharata Desha, is it not? So that you cannot find anywhere else, it is so unique to our country, and very nice. Nicely you concluded this Mananam series, chapter 12. Now I just want to say a few words to all the groups in general. See, we know by now that there are these triple sadhanas, Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam. And we've heard many times, Shravanam is systematic, consistent listening, to a guru over a length of time, to decondition our minds and to listen to the Tatparyam of the Shastras. What does the Shastra want to reveal? What is the vision? So to gain that, we have to listen for a number of years. Yeah. And then, but that Shravanam is most important, that is why we are able to do Mananam today, because you all have very good students, consistently have attended Gita, online classes. Then Mananam is to do with Samshaya Nivrittihi. So Swamiji would always say we should not be a swallowing bhakta. Who is a swallowing bhakta? Okay, whatever Swamini says must be right. Yeah, and whatever Gita says must be right. So we are bhaktas who are just swallowing and not questioning anything. Then what will happen? There won't be inner transformation because we have not owned up. So Mananam is churning the mind. Why should I pursue dharma? What do I lose when I tell a lie? What do I gain when I pursue satyam? Like that, it has to be very clear. So I found that very few people are asking questions, only Niharika was asking me. So in that case, what happens that knowledge will not be churned in our mind, and it will become a reality for us only when we reflect upon it and question the understanding. Somebody comes and tells us, oh, you're Sri Rama, he abandoned Sita. What kind of this thing, Maryada Purusha is Sri Rama. So we should be able to face such challenges, and we are able to explain that in the case of a conflict of dharma, Raja Dharma and Pati Dharma, then which dharma takes precedence? So that conviction will come only by questioning, active questioning. Yeah. So in the Bhashyams, Sri Shankara has done commentaries on various Upanishads. Shankaracharya himself raises questions. Why we should take this meaning and not that meaning? In the Mundaka Upanishad, Katha Upanishad, beautifully, he raises questions and answers also. That way the mind, will be so logical and very clear, alertness will be there when we do such a Mananam. Then Mananam, we come to a very high level of understanding, right? Then even that is incomplete. We have to complete the journey by Nididhyasanam. What is Nididhyasanam? Am I enjoying the moksha phalam? See what we just heard, the Jnani Bhakta is like this, is like that, and Samatvam, and beautiful description. But am I enjoying that moksha phalam? Perhaps not yet. Yeah. So to really own it up, I have to do this Vedantic contemplation. Nididhyasanam is, I should be able to see what the Shastra and Guru wants me to see. Yeah. That is called owning up. Is my Vyavahara Raga Dvesha based? Then I am still caught up in what is called Viparita Bhavana. Viparita Bhavana means the anti-Shastra Bhavana. So Nididhyasanam is, we have to not only do Shravanam and Mananam during our busy lives, but take some time to dwell upon it. Few minutes every day, and just see how can I be the nature of Abhayam, Amrityuhu, Ajaha, very, very important. Then it is complete, the set of sadhanas, Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. Yeah? And it is said that, one example is given. Shravanam is, when I have a cup of coffee, and I've added sugar into it. Yeah? How will the coffee taste? Not good. What do I have to do? Stir it. Right? That is the Mananam stage. I have to stir what has been heard in my mind. Yeah? Then, still will I enjoy the coffee? No. I have to drink it. So, after adding the sugar in the coffee and not forgetting to stir it, then I have to drink it. Then I'm enjoying the moksha phalam. Yeah? And that can happen simultaneously also. Puja Swamiji would say a very high advanced Uttama Adhikari student will be present in a class and all the three will happen simultaneously. Shravanam bhi ho raha hai, Mananam is happening, and he is absorbed in that, Atma Tattvam, Nididhyasanam. But for most of us, we have to allocate time for all this. Like that Subhashitam, Acharyat Padam Adatte, Padam sa Brahmacharibhyaha, Padam Swamedhaya, Padam Kalakramena cha. Yeah, that is from the Acharya we receive some knowledge, one Padam. Then from my own Medha Shakti, from my own efforts, some more knowledge, another Padam. Then from the group colleagues like all of you did, Sa Brahmacharibhyaha, cross-referencing and Mananam, the third Pada. And the fourth Pada, we cannot force it. It will come when the mind becomes ripe in time. So, very nice. So, thank you for all your, efforts to meet consistently and reconciling the time zones and preparing such nice slides. Today also very nice slides were there. Very nice. Okay, so then let us conclude with the Shanti mantras auspiciously. ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ maybe Shanti, you can chant the Arati now. Gita Arati.
Yamma. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Jaya Bhagavad Gita, Maya Jaya Bhagavad Gita, Harihiya Kamala Viharini, Harihiya Kamala Viharini, Sundar Supunite, Om Jaya Bhagavad Gita. Karma Sumarma Prakashini Kama Sakti Hara Tattvajnana Vikashini Tattvajnana Vikashini Vidya Brahma Para Om Jaya Bhagavad Gita Nischala Bhakti Vidayini Nirmala Malahari Charana Rahasya Pradayini Charana Rahasya Pradayini Sabvidhi Sukhkari Om Jai Bhagavad Gita Raga Dvesha Vidarini Karini Moda Sada Bhavabhayaharini Tarini Bhavabhayaharini Tarini Paramananda Prada Om Jaya Bhagavad Gita Asura Bhava Visasini Nashini Tamarajani Daivi Sadguna Daini Daivi Sadgunadaini Hari Rasika Sajani Om Jaya Bhagavad Gita Samata Tyag Shikavani Hari Mukh Ki Na Ki Bani Shakala Shastra Ki Swamini Shakala Shastra Ki Swamini Shrutiyon Ki Rani Om Jaya Bhagavad Gita Daya Sudha Prasa Daya Sudha Barasavani Matu Kripa Kije हरि पद प्रेम दान करे, हरि पद प्रेम दान करे, अपनों कर लीजे। ओम जय भगवत गीते, जय भगवत गीते, मैया जय भगवत गीते। हरि हिय कमल विहारिणी, हरि हिय कमल विहारिणी, सुंदर सुपुनीते। ओम जय भगवत गीते।